So about a month ago, I got an iPhone 15 Pro. I came from a 13 Pro Max, and I actually got it for free because we came from AT&T to T-Mobile, and we had to trade it in. It was crazy because I didn't actually get it for free. I actually had to pay because my 13 Pro Max, I tried to go without a case for like 2 months. It was great. It was amazing. Dropped it a few times. Screen was great. Got a new case. The day after I got a new case for that phone, I was sitting outside in my driveway with my kids playing, and my phone slipped out of my pocket, fell on like a little rock or pebble, and dinked just the corner of the screen. So then I ended up having to replace that screen, which is freaking expensive. In case you didn't know, it was like $300 at Apple. Apple, can we just talk about that? Why is it that Apple was the cheapest place to get my phone screen replaced? Crazy. Anyway. Had to get that screen replaced so I could trade in that phone to get this phone. I missed the 13 Pro Max. I had it for about a year and a half, almost 2 years. I loved it. I thought it was a great phone. I loved the size of the 13 Pro Max. It was the Alpine green, so it just looked amazing. It looked so good. And it shot great video. A lot of my videos on my channel were shot with the 13 Pro Max. It took great photos. A lot of the photos all the photos really on my social media were taken with the 13 Pro Max. But since we were going to switch to T-Mobile, try and save a few bucks, shout out T-Mobile, which, by the way, T-Mobile, if you ever want to hook it up, I'll wear a magenta shirt just for you. Maybe a little sponsorship deal. I could list off all the people that I've convinced to switch to T-Mobile over the last 8 years. 10 years? 10 years? 10 years. I got you. Let's talk. Anyway, so I got an iPhone 15 Pro, the natural titanium. Before I even get into this, can we talk about how good this phone looks? Like, look at this thing. Look at how good this natural titanium looks like. All the colorways are amazing. I just really liked the natural titanium. I thought it looked super, super clean. So I went with the 15 Pro. Really, the biggest reason is it was free. I could have gotten the Pro Max, but I would have had to pay a little bit a month. Can we talk about that too for just a second? They say that there are no longer phone contracts, but the contract you actually get in now is a lease agreement. T-Mobile, I think, is the only one that does 24-month phone lease agreements. Everybody else does 36 months, and I think it's just ridiculous. I miss the days when you could sign a 2-year agreement for a phone, like a phone plan, and you'd get like a new iPhone for $200. Can we go back to that? That was a little bit, because honestly, it costs the same amount now as it did then. It costs the same amount. It's really not that big of a price difference anymore. Thanks, inflation. Anyway, back to it. The iPhone 15 Pro. So I have the 128 gig model. Again, it was free, and I'm cheap, and I don't make a lot of money. So I wanted to get the free phone, and really I wanted to try a smaller phone. I liked the 13 Pro Max, but I did find that sometimes it was just a little bigger than I wanted, it to be, or would have been more convenient. I have had a hard time transitioning back to this phone because I'm so used to the 13 Pro Max. Like, I accidentally turn on my flashlight all the time, which, by the way, this flashlight is crazy bright. I accidentally turned the flashlight on. This is my first experience, by the way, with the dynamic island. That's new. You can't really see it right there. It's been a big change for me because I'm used to being able to swipe, and it does it now, but I was having the hardest time getting it to swipe down. I think I was tapping on the dynamic island to swipe down. I know that was a thing that came with the iPhone 14 Pro, but this has been a really great phone. The one thing that probably frustrates me the most about this phone is my battery's at 94% right now, but that's because I charged my phone on my drive home from work. I've been sitting here at my computer for a little while charging my phone. Yesterday by this time, I think my phone was at like 40%, and I barely use it for the day. It just, and sure, like, I have a lot of apps and email and things that are always running in the background, but the battery is just abysmal on this phone. By the way, this is the second time I'm attempting this video. Originally tried to do a whole day worth of vlogs for the phone. Still may try to do that, but wanted to at least get a little review out. I accidentally or somehow managed to not record half the videos that I shot on my phone, and the whole idea was to give you a look at what the quality of video looks like on the phone. We'll work on that. We'll do a new vlog later. Put it on the list, please, in the comments so I remember. But you've got your 3 normal cameras here, right? They look funny, but that's just kind of how it is. You got your normal lens, you got your wide angle lens or macro lens, and then you got your telephoto lens. And honestly, the telephoto feature actually looks pretty good. I've got to test it out some more, like to see how it does, but generally it looks really well. Phone does great in low lighting. It's definitely smooth. I use this case. I have one of these for the MagSafe because I want to be able to look at the phone. I want to be able to see the phone. But it really does look so much better and feels so much better without a case. So sometimes I carry it around without a case. The big feature is this button on the side, the action button. I've seen some people use the Shortcuts app to do a lot of different features and things, quick actions for their phone. I haven't really played around with that yet, and frankly, I missed the little switch there to turn your phone into ring mode or silent mode, so I really left it as that. But I've got to look and see what all the people are doing, because I've seen people talk about it like on Twitter, about the things they want to do with that. The screen on the phone is amazing. I'll be honest, I'm trying to give like just your average everyday man's review. The screen looks great. It's not like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna watch 4K video on my screen and it's gonna be amazing, better than my computer monitor. But it does look good. It looks sharp. The colors are rich. They're full. It's a great phone. So if you're thinking about getting it, I know this is kind of a crappy review, but if you're thinking about getting the phone and you're not like a big techie, just get the phone. If you can get the phone for free by trading in an old one, do it. It's worth it. It's a really great phone, except the battery life, which Apple just always craps the bed with battery life on these phones. What is wrong with it? Every time Apple comes out with a new phone, the battery is just abysmal at first. So Apple, if you're watching this, please don't hate me. I generally enjoy some of your products, not all of them. I think sometimes they're overpriced, but I get you're not just paying for a product, you're paying for a brand. 100%. I understand branding. But Apple, I don't want you to hate me because I have some gripes with your phone. I'm sure you're well aware of it. They actually did a whole Apple event where they shot everything on iPhone 15 Pro Max, which is pretty impressive. Anyway, hey, let me know what you think about the iPhone 15 Pro or the Pro Max. If you have the Pro Max, I'd love to hear some thoughts on the difference between the Pro and the Pro Max from a practical standpoint. Thanks for watching. This one went a little longer than I wanted. I'm sorry. But hey, appreciate you watching. Hit the like and subscribe. Got some more videos I'm working on. Would love to catch up with you later. We'll see ya.